Have you ever heard of the Cobra Effect? It's a term that describes when an attempted solution to a problem actually worsens the issue. One intriguing historical example provides a clear origin for this term. During British rule in India, the government became alarmed by the large number of venomous cobras in Delhi. To combat this, they offered cash rewards for every dead cobra brought in. However, this well-intentioned incentive backfired. Many enterprising citizens began breeding cobras specifically to kill them for the reward money. When the government realized this unintended consequence and halted the program, breeders released the now worthless snakes. As a result, the cobra population in Delhi soared even higher than before. This incident perfectly illustrates the Cobra Effect, where the attempted remedy worsened the original problem. One of the most exciting parts of researching unusual historical facts is discovering remarkable individuals you might not have heard of before. Take Peter Freuchen, for example. His life is filled with accomplishments. He was an explorer, journalist, writer, anthropologist, and a member of the Danish resistance during the Nazi occupation of Denmark. Yet, despite his impressive credentials, he's best known for his extraordinary survival skills. During an Arctic expedition, Freuchen found himself trapped under an avalanche that had solidified into ice. Lacking a knife or pick, he ingeniously crafted a shiv from his own frozen excrement to escape. In another instance, he amputated his frost-bitten toes, which had turned gangrenous, and fashioned a peg leg for himself. Freuchen's resilience and ingenuity truly make him a legendary figure. We all know about the Boston Tea Party, but how about the Boston Molasses disaster? This lesser-known catastrophe occurred on January 15, 1919, when a 90-foot-wide cast-iron tank owned by the United States Industrial Alcohol Company burst, releasing 2.5 million gallons of sticky molasses into the streets of Boston. The molasses surged through the city like a 15-foot-high tsunami, reaching speeds of 35 miles per hour. This wave of molasses obliterated everything in its path, toppling buildings, drowning horses, and tragically killing 21 people while injuring 150 others. The cleanup took weeks, and the sweet, sticky smell of molasses lingered in the area for decades, especially on hot days. This bizarre and tragic event is a stark reminder of the unexpected dangers of industrial storage and the lasting impact of such disasters. We had no idea this existed, but now we need to know everything about it immediately. Secret societies have been around for centuries, but few are as peculiar as the Order of the Pug. In 18th century England, Pope Clement XIV issued a papal bull banning Catholics from becoming Freemasons, one of the most renowned secret societies in history. In defiance of this ban, Roman Catholics founded a secret society called Mops Orden, or the Order of the Pug. The society is believed to have been founded by Clemens August of Bavaria, who selected the pug as its emblem due to the dog's association with loyalty and trustworthiness. Initiation into the Order of the Pug involved unusual rituals. New members had to wear dog collars and scratch at the common room doors to gain entry. Among the oddest of historical curiosities, this society certainly stands out. Paws down, it's one of the strangest secret societies ever formed. Honestly, who can say for sure that giants didn't exist? Giants play a huge role in ancient Greek mythology, and the Greeks were convinced they had proof when they unearthed enormous bones buried across the country. Without modern science to explain what they were seeing, it's easy to imagine how discovering a massive bone might lead someone to shout, "Giants!" Today, we understand that these bones were likely the fossilized remains of prehistoric creatures, like woolly mammoths and mastodons. But who's to say for certain? Maybe those bones really did belong to giants. Who can be sure? It sounds like a joke, but the Australian Army probably wishes it was, because they really did lose a war to a flock of emus. The Great Emu War of 1932 was a bizarre attempt by the Australian military to manage wildlife after emus began destroying crops on a massive scale. To tackle the problem, the government armed soldiers with machine guns and sent them to take out the birds. During breeding season, around 20,000 emus had migrated inland, and the plan was to gun them down. However, the emus proved to be surprisingly smart. The flock quickly split into smaller groups, making it nearly impossible for the soldiers to catch them all. After about a month of futile efforts, the military retreated. In the end, only 968 emus were killed, leaving the birds to claim an unlikely victory over the human army. When you enter a raffle, you're probably hoping to win a cool prize, a gift card, or maybe a vacation. But in Paris in 1911, participants in one raffle were actually in the running to win a human infant. This unusual event, known as the Loterie de Bébé, was organized by the Paris Foundling Hospital as a way to find homes for orphaned babies and children. Aspiring parents, particularly those unable to have children of their own, would enter the lottery in hopes of being chosen to adopt a baby. While it sounds shocking by today's standards, this approach was seen as a more humane alternative to the harsh conditions that homeless and orphaned children often faced at the time. To ensure the babies were placed in good homes, potential parents underwent background checks, and the funds raised through the lottery were donated to charitable causes. Ancient societies didn't have many options when it came to medicine, communication, or self-care, so they made do with what they had. We're not here to judge, but when we discovered that ancient Romans used urine as a mouthwash, we had some questions. Here's the thing. When urine sits out for too long, it turns into ammonia, which is excellent at removing stains, even on teeth. Because of this, the Romans used urine as a mouthwash to help whiten their teeth. But their belief in the power of pee didn't stop there. They also used it medicinally, as fertilizer, and to clean their togas. The Romans were all about practical solutions, even if those solutions seem a bit unorthodox today. Albert Einstein is best known for his groundbreaking contributions to physics, particularly his development of the theory of relativity, one of the cornerstones of modern physics. However, Einstein was also a passionate and outspoken political activist who used his fame to champion causes close to his heart. He was a vocal critic of racism in the United States, condemned the atrocities of Nazi Germany, and actively supported the creation of the State of Israel. Einstein's dedication to these causes earned him deep respect in Israel, where he was even offered the position of the country's second president. Despite his admiration for the nation, Einstein declined the offer, stating, "I am deeply moved by the offer from our State of Israel, and at once saddened and ashamed that I cannot accept it." This refusal reflected his humility and recognition of his limitations outside the realm of science. Black cats have long been unfairly associated with bad luck and evil, but in reality, they're just as lovable and occasionally mischievous as any other cat. So, where did their bad reputation originate? It traces back to Pope Gregory IX, who ruled the Church from 1227 until his death in 1241. During his tenure, he issued a decree that black cats were linked to devil worship and were inherently evil. This belief led him to call for their extermination, and he formalized this stance in a papal bull called Vox in Rama, the first official church document to label black cats as satanic. This decision had far-reaching consequences for black cats, and contributed significantly to their dark reputation. Not exactly a kind legacy, Pope Gregory,